When you're looking at a list of Microsoft Windows versions like this, you may notice that each one here has its own little box as we go down into various versions until we get to Windows 10. Suddenly with Windows 10 we start getting this sort of thing. Windows 10 1507, 1511, and so on, 1909, 2004. And then we changed how we started naming them. And by the way, what do these names mean? Well, this is, for example, 2019, 9th month. So September 2019. That's what those numbers mean. And the idea was that Microsoft was going to release about every 3rd month and 9th month, something like that. And they never really did start keeping up very well, so they started naming it 2020 H2. So 20H2, 20H1, so first half and second half basically. And so that's the new naming system. With Windows 11, they're continuing that. So what is all this about? Well, it is Windows as a service. So no longer do you keep updating to a new version every 3 years or so, which is what Microsoft used to do back here in these days, 2009, 2012, 2007. So what they decided to do was release a version and then update it about every 6 months, or I should say upgrade it about every 6 months to a new version. And that version would be represented by these numbers. So right now we're on Windows 11 version 21H2. I can easily find out what version I'm running, by the way. If I click, let me move this down so you can see it. I'm going to click my start button and I'm just going to type WinVer, so Windows version, and I'll click open. And you'll see now I'm running 21H2, which is this version right here. Now this one that you see down here, 22H2, is one that has been released to for preview by insiders, but has not been updated yet, or I should say upgraded yet, to the general population. So this one will be out very, very soon. The thing is, with each of these new versions, there are some pretty dramatic changes. So for example, with this 22H2, when that one actually comes out, you'll see some major differences here in the File Explorer. So rather than this quick access, this will be changed to Home. And you'll also have on the Start menu some new stuff here. They're planning to put some, I believe, recent apps and some news or something of that nature on this Start button. All sorts of new changes that they're going to do in here. They will have an option to globally quickly disable and enable your microphone, for example. So several changes coming up in this 22H2 release. So this is Windows as a service. By the way, this makes teaching Windows very difficult. If we're on Windows, back when we were on Windows 10, version 1511, for example, we would write a course about Windows 10, and then by the time the next round came around, the next quarter came around, we'd be on one of these others, and a whole bunch of stuff that we said you go to find something would have changed. In many cases, a lot of things that changed were stuff coming out of the control panel and going into the apps, or excuse me, the settings app. And so those things just kept changing and changing and changing. And so it's hard to keep up with them in a course like this one where we're talking about the Windows OS. So all we can say is this is what it is today, and tomorrow it may be different. So that's where we stand now. But that is Windows as a service rather than the old version of just Windows.